Well, I guess this will be part two. This is Joshua coming to you from here in Abbotsford, British Columbia. I've been talking on the possibility of the Joe pipe and the star stove having the potential of being carbon negative, where the oxidation of the iron from the moisture content of the propane is being broken down into converting into where this CO2 or carbon dioxide is combining with the hydrogen to form carbon monoxide, not where they're anyway, you know what I mean. And I'd like to have your comments from those of you that are in the gasification fields and in various fields of carbon negative energy, that maybe you could get back to me on this, and I sure could use your input. And so basically I'm just going by a little bit of research that I've been doing on YouTube, and at some point I'd like to be able to pick up a CO or a carbon monoxide tester. I don't know whether they make testers for carbon dioxide or not. Maybe one of you guys out there could let me know on this. So actually, when I'm got the star stove set up to where I'm running on propane and air, and where I could add like a water gas mix to beef up the process, and to see if that's going to increase the red point, but also at the same time to have the capability to be able to monitor the exhaust gases coming out from the sides, whether it is producing CO2 or carbon monoxide. We know it's going to produce carbon monoxide, but there's a definite sense that the carbon monoxide is being reduced and combining with the hydrogen that's being released. So we are getting some kind of catalytic reaction. Those of you who are involved, who have used various catalysts, maybe you can get back to me. That I'm looking for a source where I can actually purchase like a copper screen, or maybe a stainless steel screen, something maybe around 16-inch holes or something like that, and that would actually sandwich in between the two plates of the star stove. Very interesting, and I'm kind of excited if this works. And it's definitely a breakthrough, and at that juncture I'll be ready to make the volatilizer, using the same flame setup, where say for example if this was your volatilizer, and this would be like a crucible that would be embedded in another housing, and you'd be spinning the fire out through the bottom and coming up through the sides, the same as the star stove. And inside you could actually have a collection of various screens, Catylitic screens, and maybe so thick you make it like a sandwich. And then on top you would have your top plate, and you would have some injectors for injecting diesel or whatever in there, and that would create your syngas. You should get a highly catalytic conversion happening inside the process. When your syngas is coming out, when I was studying the GEET yesterday, that your GEET gas needs to be cooled to about around 200 or 300 degrees Fahrenheit. So you could actually take the output gases from here and put it into another secondary container where the gases would bubble through the water mix and pull out the CO2, and at the same time that the volatilized fuel is being cooled and prepared to be reintroduced into GEET fuel processor, probably in the vertical design, and to produce your GEET gas. And so there seems to be that there is a little bit of preparation of the fuel itself, prior to being introduced into the GEET fuel processor. Okay, that's it. I'd like to hear from your expertise and your comments on this, as I'd like to make this a collective and be able to make the Star Stove. And just as a thought, if this plate was made into a hexagonal shape, you could make a hexagonal plenum, a water plenum, just a little bigger than the hexagonal plates. And if you made your plenum, say about this deep, you could actually make it so you could actually set it right down inside the water plenum, so that the flame coming out of the edges of the Star Stove would heat up the reservoir of water. So you're probably talking about maybe 7, 8, 9, 10 gallons of water, depends how big you want to make it. So the whole thing becomes your holder, and maybe underneath the base of the Star Stove, you could actually have an air plenum. You build an air plenum so it connects to the bottom, so you have your air supply. Okay, I'm going to end here and get this uploaded, and hoping to hear back from you guys out there.